So I really like this problem because, one, it's a combo chain rule product rule. It is product rule with a chain rule inside of it, as opposed to a chain rule with a product rule inside of it. And then the derivatives of the chain rule kind of look like the other piece, so it gets a little confusing. But it's also the hardest, I think, clearly the hardest of all of these up to this point. There are probably some down below that are tougher. But anyway, so let's get to it. So product rule is derivative of the first times the second. So I need to do, I will make all of this thing's derivatives in green and all of this thing's derivatives in red. So, and when I rewrite those pieces too. So I've got y prime equal to, so the derivative of the first is 2x. I think this term is easier than the second term. Times, so I do the derivative of the first times the second. So the second is e to the x cubed, like that. Now I need to do plus the derivative of the second. So the second actually has chain rule in it. So when I do e to the x cubed's derivative, when I do this thing's derivative, I need to take the derivative of the x cubed, which is 3x squared, and then I need to multiply it, I need to multiply it by e to this, right? By the derivative of this e to the stuff, right? And the derivative of e to the is e to the. So I just have to rewrite this term because that's part of my chain rule. So times e to the x cubed. And now, notice there's no green there yet, right? The product rule is derivative of the first times the second plus the derivative of the second times the first. So now I have to put this term right here. So I need to get x squared, like that. And now as I reorganize everything, we'll go over to blue. Y prime is equal to, that first term does not change. I just get 2x e to the x cubed. And then the next term, I've got 3x squared, and then I've got an x squared here. So that's actually 3x to the fourth using exponent rules. And I like to have that term out front. So 3x to the fourth, and now I'm going to write my e to the x cubed. And you could factor this if you wanted to, or you could just leave it like this. For our purposes at this point, answer like this is just fine.